Hello, Nick family. Welcome to my channel, Dope Soul Sports Talk. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel, hit that notification button so you'll be notified anytime I drop a video or go live. Today, I'm going to give you my takes on the Knicks' narrow victory against the Detroit Pistons last night, 104 to 102. The Knicks came into that game, 11th game in 11th place in the Eastern Conference, basically out of the playoffs. Detroit was 14th in the Eastern Conference. Let's get right into it. My main take on this game is that the Knicks won. Barrett, 21 points, 9 rebounds, not very efficient. Randle, 20.7 rebounds, 5 assists, also not very efficient. Burks with 18 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists. Jeremy Grant was out for Detroit. Bagley the third, who was traded to them from Sacramento, looked like an all-star, 27 points, 7 rebounds, 1 block. Kate Cunningham, the number 1 pick in last year's draft, 18.7 rebounds, 1 steal, 2 blocks. Sadiq Bey, who I really like, 14 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists. I think that's 1 steal. They really gave it, to the Knicks. I know we beat Miami in Miami. So the feeling was that we would come in, this team not playing well, 14th in the Eastern Conference, we should steamroll them. It's just not how it happens in the NBA. On any given night, you can get beat. And on some nights, you play just well enough to eke out a game. And that was the Knicks. I didn't think we moved the ball as well as we had in prior games. Was that because Randle was back? Perhaps. You know, I thought Randle, who only played 31 minutes, by the way, I thought he played okay. I didn't think he held the ball long at all. I thought he made quick decisions for the majority of the game. He did take some questionable shots during the game, but that's him. That being said, he hit big shots for us down the stretch. And that's what we need. That's what we needed in this game to close out. So comment below if you feel like Randle not necessarily cost us the game because we won, but if you felt like it was because of him that we didn't win in the fashion that we thought we was going to win. Let's talk a little bit about Obi. Obi's minutes was down. I think he had 16, 17 minutes a game. Listen, it's to be expected. Obi plays the same position as Randle. So if Randle is in, Obi's minutes are going to go down. Obviously, right? If Randle is out, his minutes are going to go up, which is what happened. Now, again, Randle played 31 minutes. I'm not sure if that was because of the injury or that's just because of where we are in the season. If that's the case, maybe his minutes will continue to go down as the season goes on, and Obi will get more minutes going forward. We shall see. I think the Knicks have a decision to make at some point, right? But I don't think Obi has played well enough to force the Knicks' hand that they have to make a decision this summer whether they're going to go with Obi or go with Randle. I think Randle himself has given them enough reasons to consider that. Comment below if you think going forward Randle should get even less minutes than he got today. I want to comment a little bit on McBride, Sims, and I guess to a certain extent, Grimes. These guys are very confident and they're where they are supposed to be. And that may sound like a little thing, but if you're a coach and you're playing the young guys, the first thing you want to see from them is that they're where they're supposed to be and that they are carrying out their assignments. Because what that does is it allows the offense and the defense to flow as usual. Anything they give you statistically is extra, right? I'd prefer to have a player not give me anything statistically, but they're hitting their defensive rotations, they're setting good screens, they're where they're supposed to be, right? Than a player who's giving me, I don't know, 12 points, 5, 6 rebounds. They're missing screens. They're not where they're supposed to be. They're not rotating well. That that throws the offense and the defense out of sync. So kudos to those guys. They don't get a lot of game time, but when they come in, you could tell that they are being developed. I think, part of it is that they have a lot of confidence themselves, but also the coaching staff is working with them. So when they get in the game, They know what they're supposed to do, and they do it. So shout out, kudos to those guys. I didn't talk about Burke in the first segment because I wanted to talk about him here. 18 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal. He shot 66, 1 steal, including a critical steal um, against Cade Cunningham on the last play of the game that sealed the game for us. He shot 66.6% from the field, 60% from the three-point line, and 87.5% from the free throw line. Listen, I get it. A lot of us feel that IQ or McBride should be in that starting point guard spot. My preference would be IQ, at least at this point in the season. I'm not so sure about early on, but it's not Burke's fault that Tibbs is rolling him out in that position. What we want for him in those minutes is to be effective. And last night he was. I know there are some that would rather see a less experienced player in his spot, getting those minutes, even if we lose the game. But that's not how the Knicks play. That's not how Thibodeau plays. And what I think is happening, and let me know in the comments below if you agree or disagree. I think the Knicks are putting in a culture that this is what we do. We play to win every game. This is how we engage the game. It doesn't matter who we're playing, whether it's a number one team in the conference or a number 14 team in the conference. And it doesn't matter where we are in the standings. We're trying to win every game. I'm going to put the players out there that gives me the best chance to win. Now, you may disagree with his philosophy, right? Each coach has a different approach to the game, the different philosophy. That's his philosophy. And what I'm hoping that the way they engage film session, the way they engage practice, the way they approach the game, even though we're not winning, is laying the foundation for future success. That's what I am hoping. Anyway, let's move on. Team stats. I don't really have a lot to say here. The Knicks out rebounded Detroit 50-37. We only had 19 assists, which I believe is below our season average. But part of that is poor ball movement, but part of it is just not hitting shots, right? In order to get an assist, you have to actually make the basket, right? We shot 40% from the field, 31.7% from the three-point line. We eked it out. We won it. I know some of us are very happy that we won. You play to win, and others are disappointed. They would have liked to have seen the less experienced players on the roster get more time. I get it. Our next game is against the Chicago Bulls tonight. Chicago's 43-21, fifth in the Eastern Conference. They've been struggling as of late. They won their last game. Out of their last 10, they're 4-6. So they're really struggling. This should be a good game for the Knicks. We've played them 3 times already, believe it or not. I think all of them before December. We're 1-2. They're 11th in offensive rating, 22nd in defensive rating, but throw all of that out the window. They are going to come and play today. Like I said before, the Knicks are 33-42, 11th in the Eastern Conference. We've won 3 games in a row, 6-4 over our last 10. So we're playing very well. We're on a little bit of roll, but it's too late. Really, it is. I think this is just about hoping to get some momentum, whatever they've been practicing or trying to do culture-wise. Hopefully, this is the fruits of it, and we'll see more of it next season. But keep in mind, there probably will be some changes over the summer. I'm not sure how much we're going to be able to change given our salary cap, the contracts that we have, but we shall see. The Knicks are ranked 23rd in offense, 14th in defense. So, just imagine. I mean, I'm sure we thought our offense would be a bit better coming into the season with the changes that we made. It just wasn't. I think we would have accepted 14. I think a lot of us would have wanted us to be in the top 10, but 14, given all the turmoil that the Knicks have had over the season, defensive wise, I'm not going to blame it on Kemba, but we definitely wasn't as strong defensively with Kemba Walker and Fournier in the lineup. It's easier to cover up one player than two. So, I mean, we're 14th, right now. Something to build off. That's pretty much all I have, ladies and gentlemen. You can follow me on Twitter at BKSteph33. Email me, if you will, at bksteph33@gmail.com. Queen's Court is tonight. This is where me and the panel members are going to break down the entire slate of Knicks games this past week. Look ahead to the next week. That's on Simeon Russell's Nothing But Knicks channel. Wednesday, you can catch me on a crossover with my co-host, Tony Crow. That's always fun. A lot of chat involvement. So be sure that's also on Nothing But Knicks. But again, like, comment, share, and subscribe to this channel, Dope Soul Sports Talk. I will be back tomorrow morning with my take on the Chicago Bulls game. Peace, fam.